Hey loves, so I wanted to share this video with you on how I created this beautiful hat. So I got this hat while I was out. I could not leave this hat in the store because I was like, oh, this is giving me vintage 90s vibes. I can do something with this hat. So of course I am just pretty much trying to get my placement together for my patches, and it took me a minute to just figure out like what look I wanted to go with for this hat, because one thing I tell you, I wanted to put this shoe on the hat and I just couldn't figure it out. Like I couldn't figure out where I wanted to place this shoe because it just reminded me of Converse, even though the patch itself really isn't Converse. But I digress. I went on ahead and just pushed forward with the mission here, and I just continued to figure out where I wanted to place it. It wasn't that I was looking for perfection with this hat, but I did want to create something that spoke on my creativity, but also just gave me that 90s vibes. Like, you see this cassette tape. I'm going to go ahead and share my age. I still have cassette tapes, okay? I still have cassette tapes. I have a cassette tape player. I am not getting rid of my cassette tapes. So when I saw this patch, I said, oh yeah, this definitely has to go on a hat, right? Because back in the day, we made our mixtapes. We was recording the radio, songs, all that good stuff. Because we ain't had that iTunes back then. We ain't had iTunes. We had to either record it or go buy the cassette tape. I did a little bit of both. And then I used to make my little mixtapes just with other music that I had. And don't mention about how like CDs, we were able to do the same thing. Just go ahead and record that CD, give it to your friend, whatever. We back to the shoe again, really trying to figure out where to put this shoe. Needless to say, I end up not even putting the shoe on this hat, okay? Did not put the shoe on this hat at all. Oh my gosh, I wanted to, but it just didn't work out for me. That's all I'm gonna say. It didn't work out for me, but I was I was happy with the outcome of the hat. Y'all gotta excuse me. I have like my asthma is just acting up, something terrible. So I decided to put some pins on the hat along with the patches. So I like the teddy bear one, but I decided to put the "it is what it is" up there because that is one of my sayings. Like, it is what it is. Ain't no sense in losing no sleep over it. It is what it is. I decided to put the teddy bear on the side of the hat rather than somewhere up top. So that ended up going on the side, and I ended up not pushing forward with the shoe. So I figured out how I wanted to do the hat. I took everything down and I decided, okay, you know what? I want to distress the hat. So let me tell you, this process, it is a very tedious process. It is very time consuming, especially trying to do it on a hat. When I just have like the denim fabric by itself, it's easier for me to distress. But this right here, it took me a minute. But I got the hat to where I wanted it to be. Once I really figured out like which way the stitches were going in the hat and figuring out another way that I could actually distress the hat without sitting here just like picking, the process started to speed up a little bit. I just had to find my groove with it. And I also decided to throw some paint on this hat too. So it's not just a distress vintage hat. It is also going to have some paint splatter on there. I just felt like the paint splatter would give it a different type of look. So I just went with it. Like last night, I really just went with the flow. Whatever came to mind, I said, we just gonna go with it, because art is not, you make no mistakes with art. That's what I would say. Like, there is no mistakes with art. Your creativity is your creativity. And there is someone in your community that's going to vibe with your creativity. So I had my music on, and I had my 90s vibe music on too. Okay, we listened to a little bit of Toni Braxton, that Breathe Again album. Like, it was hitting. We threw a little bit of Keith Sweat in there. We listened to that. And, then, I listened to a little bit of Flowetry because I needed something to keep me pushing, especially with de-stressing this hat, okay? Oh, my gosh. I think it took me like It may have took me like 20 minutes to distress this hat. I don't even know. I just knew I wasn't going to give up and I was going to keep pushing through. Just picking. Okay, so now for the fun part. I took some pouring medium because I didn't want to use water. I wasn't really trying to mess up my workstation too much. So I took the pouring medium and then I added some gold paint to that. And it's just acrylic paint. So I had to keep playing back and forth with the medium and the paint because it wasn't as liquidy as I wanted it. So I had to keep adding in a little bit more pouring medium just to kind of give it a balance. I threw on some gloves and I had a little bit of struggles, a little bit of, trial and error. But then I kind of got into the groove of that, just like I got into the groove of distressing the hat. And we just kept going. We just kept going. I was not looking for perfection. I was like, look, wherever there's droplets, there's going to be droplets. That's going to give it some extra oomph. And wherever there's splatter, there's going to be splatter. Because once we put the patches on and we had this distressed look, I was like, it's going to give. And whoever this hat is for, because it's not for me. I like to create things and I, then throw them in my Etsy shop or I take them with me to a vending event. And I'm like, whoever it's for, they're going to find it. So my products always seem to find their person. And even if that person is you just watching this video, this hat is going to be in my Etsy shop. You're welcome to purchase it. You are welcome to purchase it. I will probably make one more, but it's not going to be the same type of design. I don't know. I don't know what design it's going to be, but I have just decided I'm going to make a few hats, and that's what we're going to do as we close out the year. Make a few hats, do a few more of my knit projects, and then that's it. I'll probably even throw on some patches to some of my knit hats that I finished. But I feel like this hat came out pretty decent. It only took me about maybe 10 minutes to do the paint splatter. And I then left the toothbrush to the side and I was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and use our fingers because that will give it even more of that splatter effect that we're looking for. And I just went with it. Sometimes in art, you have to just go with the flow. Whatever comes. Go with it. Don't try to resist it. Okay, so here we are. This is the finished project. I threw the little safety pin on the side because clearly I couldn't throw the hat on there. I couldn't throw the shoe patch on there because the shoe patch would have took away from the distressing in the front brim. But I like it. It came out exactly how it needed to come out. And yes, this is my 90s vibe hat. Oh my gosh. Absolutely love it. Let me know your thoughts. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead.